In November 2020, Ethiopia's Nobel Prize-winning Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed launched a military operation against the rebellious Tigray region. It focused on the Tigray People's Liberation Front, which had defied the Ethiopian government after holding an election in September without state approval. How did one of Africa's most promising politicians get embroiled in what could potentially be a country crumbling before our eyes? I'm Ali Mustafa, and this is Ethiopia's Tigray Revolt Decoded. In October 2018, Ethiopia elected Abiy Ahmed as the country's first ethnic Oromo prime minister. As soon as he took the reins, the young PM lifted a long-standing state of emergency, ordered the release of thousands of political prisoners, allowed exiled dissidents to return home, and unblocked hundreds of websites and television channels. And then, for his signature move, he ended Ethiopia's decades-long war with arch-enemy Eritrea, earning him the Nobel Peace Prize in 2019. Almost 34% of Ethiopia is made up of ethnic Oromos, the same subgroup that Ahmed comes from. It's followed by Amharas at 27%, who ruled Ethiopia for much of its history, and the Tigray people, who despite making up only 6% of the population, played an outsized role in the direction politics in the country took. The Tigray People's Liberation Front was founded in 1975 as a rebel group which fought Ethiopia's Marxist military dictatorship, the Derg, which overthrew the monarchy a year before. The Derg military junta was ousted from power in 1991 in an armed struggle spearheaded by the Tplf. So much so that Tplf leader Meles Zenawi took over as Ethiopia's interim president in 1991 and became Ethiopia's first elected prime minister in 1995. Zenawi used his power to create the Ethiopian People's Revolutionary Democratic Front, a coalition of ethnic-based parties across Ethiopia which ruled the country until 2018. But there was a simmering backlash against Zenawi's coalition government, which was accused of silencing critics and of authoritarianism. Despite being a minority group, the Tplf remained the dominant force in the coalition. Then, in 2018, the EPRDF chose the country's first Oromo leader, Abiy Ahmed. The Oromos had by then been at the receiving end of the government's authoritarian policies, leading to mass protests. But before we get carried away, it is important to remember that Abiy Ahmed is a veteran of the EPRDF. He was in fact a military intelligence officer of the same state, allegedly committing atrocities against the Oromos. So his nomination as PM was a brilliant marketing strategy for a party struggling to survive. More significantly, he reached out to the Tplf's sworn enemy Eritrea, which shares a long border with the Tigray region. The tensions came to a boiling point when the Tplf declined to join Abiy Ahmed's new Prosperity Party, declaring the new political party as unlawful. Tplf leadership shifted offices from Addis Ababa, the capital, to Mekelle in the Tigray region this year. And in August this year, when Ethiopia's government decided to postpone elections to March 2021, citing the coronavirus, the Tplf went ahead with illegal polls of its own in September in defiance of the federal government. The Tplf won every seat. And then, on November 3rd, Tplf fighters attacked the federal military command in Tigray and captured military hardware, prompting Abiy Ahmed to declare a military operation. Abiy Ahmed once described war as the epitome of hell. His coming to power had unleashed a frenzy of hope among ordinary Ethiopians who cherished this young leader in what was described as Abiy mania. But Abiy Ahmed's vision for Ethiopia directly collides with that of Meles Zenawi, the first elected Prime Minister of Ethiopia and the leader of the Tplf. The fallout for one of Africa's most strategically important countries will depend on how far each side is willing to go and it doesn't look like either side is about to back down. Tell me what you think. Write your comments and suggestions on TRT World's YouTube channel. I'm on Twitter at Ali_Mustafa.